Hey girls, so today I decided to film outside because it's such a lovely day and I feel like I always talk with my hands, and if that bothers you, I am sorry. I'm just like all over the place with these things. Today I'm doing my first girl talk and somebody requested that I do this, and it is how to tell a guy you like them. And so I get asked that quite a bit, and before I kind of get into it, I just want to say if you have any topics for like future girl talks, just let me know in the comments down below, because I want to do stuff that's going to be helpful to you guys that you guys request, not just stuff that I come up with all the time. You know, I like to get your input on it. I took notes pretty much, and I just did some brainstorming, and this is just stuff I've done or something like that. And I broke it into kind of two sections. Like when you're younger, like middle school, it's kind of different than when you're in high school on. I feel like in middle school, relationships are just, you know, you have a boyfriend one week and then a couple weeks later you have a different boyfriend. I feel like that's what a lot of middle school is. Probably a few middle school relationships that last through like ever, and then you end up getting married, but the odds are they're not going to, so it's a little bit more juvenile, I think, and so I approached it a little bit differently, because I remember back when I was in middle school and I had like little crushes and stuff. So when you're younger, when you're in middle school, elementary school, I think it's too early to be dating, but hey, that's just me. So if you're in middle school, if you want to tell a guy you like him, I know most kids in middle school now have like phones and Facebooks and all that, so I would just like text them or go on Facebook and message them. If you've never talked to them before, I'd probably recommend Facebook because you probably don't have their number if you've never texted them or if you don't really know them. So just kind of talk to them, just start real casual, just find out their interests, because you might think they're cute but their personality might be totally different from yours. You might not like their morals and all that stuff. So definitely like talk to them on Facebook. And another thing that I remember, like in middle school, you get your friends, or if you know their friends and you're good friends, you kind of find out like who people like in middle school. It's like in middle school everybody knows who likes who. That's kind of what I feel like. So you can kind of find out if they like you first, because you don't really want to look stupid. I don't think any girl wants to look stupid and tell somebody you like them and just get rejected. So kind of find out who they like, and if they don't like you, maybe try to talk to them, try to hang out, and maybe they'll start to get feelings for you. So you, of course, could try that. And so what I remember doing is, if I'd be friends with someone, I know like AOL Instant Messenger or like AIM was really popular when I was in middle school, so we would do that a lot. And you know, you just talk, you'd ask questions kind of like back and forth, like, hey, you want to play the question game? So you just kind of ask questions, and then you just be like, oh, so who do you like? And then if they say you could be like, oh, I like you too, like stuff like that. I think the big thing is to find out who they like first, because you don't want to feel stupid. That's at least how I feel. So when you're older, it really just does, you need to kind of grow a pair if you want to tell them you like them, like straight up, because I know I'm too like chicken to do that. I wouldn't go up to like somebody I like that I'm not really close to and be like, hey, I like you, let's date. No, I wouldn't do that at all. What I would probably do is I would talk to them. You want to talk to them kind of a lot, but not to where it gets annoying. So like what I personally do is, if say you text them first, next time you wait till they text you first, and then you kind of like keep that in your head. I know it's kind of like overthinking it, but that's what I do, so that way if they're texting you first, that means they want to talk to you and you're just not being annoying to them and in their eyes. And you really got to get your flirt on. Just kind of like send them smiley faces, winky faces, if you're like texting or something, or even in person. Just be fun to be around, be yourself. And then if you do start hanging out a lot, you can kind of tell if they have feelings for you, and you might want to bring it up in a conversation or bring it up on a phone call or texting, because I know it can be hard face to face, so you might do it texting, even though it's kind of like the chicken way out. But I mean, personally, I do think most guys will tell you if they like you first, and so I don't think there's anything wrong with a girl telling a guy that they like them. I just think, for me, I'm kind of like a shy person, so it would be be difficult for me to do. I just like straight out of the blue. I mean, if you're talking about relationship stuff or they ask you who you like, then I'd tell them. If you're like have a very outgoing personality and you have no problem like telling people straight up, be like, hey, I like you, let's go on a date sometime. Like, yeah. I would kind of hint at liking them. I'd be like, hey, you want to go do this? Or what I find really helpful is like if you have a class with somebody, especially in high school or something, you could like get in study groups or work on projects together, because that would give you like a way to hang out and kind of get to know each other at first, and then if you have fun when you're hanging out, normally they'll want to hang out again, so they'll either ask you to go do something or you could ask them, be like, hey, I had a lot of fun when I was studying, do you want to go get something to eat or something like that. I think the big key points are just dropping the hints, like be really sweet to them, be yourself, be fun, flirt with them. And if you have the courage to do it, definitely just straight up tell them. That's the best way. And the worst thing they can say is, hey, I don't like you. You know, there are so many people out there. If one person doesn't like you, somebody else will. I hope you find this somewhat helpful. Like, I'm not an expert at any of this, but if you have any topics that you'd like me to talk about, just let me know, and I would love to do it. And the crickets or some kind of bug are really loud. They like go brrr, brrr. I don't know. But I will see you guys soon. Bye.